I found this darling Peter Rabbit vintage blanket at the most recent church fill-a-bag sale that I was at. I think the question I get asked most often is, how do you go about finding these sales? So I'm going to let you in on how I do that. I want to walk you around this church rummage sale I was at. They did a fantastic job. We'll do a little haul video at the end, and I want to tell you, in my opinion, what makes a good church rummage sale. I was at St. George Catholic Church in Long Lake, Minnesota. They had their sale over a Wednesday and a Thursday. They did every single thing right, in my opinion. I wanted to share what right looks like to me. And just so you understand, this is on the last couple hours of the sale. This is fill-a-bag. Everything that could fit in a bag was $5. Anything that was large, like these items, was half price. They had a whole section outside of larger things, and then all of this was left. Here's what I loved about this sale. There were so many volunteers. There was people all around tidying up, cleaning up, asking if they can help you in a wonderful way. Not pushy way, I've talked about that too, where it gets a little intimidating when someone's just right on you. These ladies and men were lovely. In this sale, I placed everything that I had in an IKEA bag. I went up with 2 grocery bags inside, asked the ladies if they wanted to see it. It was kind of heavy. Oh, honey, no, you're fine. You absolutely 2 bags. So great volunteers. The second thing was their pricing structure. They started out pricing really low. And the clothing, the other thing, the clothing, look, if you can see over there, it's all hung up. The shoes were underneath. There were bins all around. There was a children's section. There was a linen section. There was a holiday section. They had it so well organized and priced really low. Fantastic way to start. As things were moving on and people were helping to get things out, they were reorganizing and reshuffling, and truly, look at how much was left. You'll see me, I picked up this vintage mug. My chauffeur, Brian, came along with me, and I parked him over in a corner, and he made friends with the ladies and had coffee with them. They did it the right way, in my opinion. They had coffee that they were serving for free to their guests. And one of the sales that I talked about, they had like a whole luncheon. There's not room for that. So they were chatting with Brian, having a cup of coffee with him. Lovely atmosphere. They're all the games that are left. They had a book and a game room. I tend to only pick up games that are unused, just because if I were to sell a puzzle, I'd have to put it together just to make sure all the pieces were there. So I would grab puzzles if they were unopened boxes. So I wanted to get into, how do I specifically find these great venues? I like looking for the churches out in the country, and one of the ways that I have found recently is I follow a Facebook group called Twin Cities Neighborhood Garage Sale Calendar. I'll put up a screenshot. I'll leave it up for a little while. It's worth, if you're not a member of Facebook, it's worth just joining Facebook just to be up on this particular website. They do a fantastic job. If you end up getting involved in that group, please tell them that I sent you. They work tirelessly. I believe it's every Tuesday. They will send out a list of neighborhood sales, but within those neighborhood sales, they also have listed some of the local church sales. And I've noticed that this year, people are also putting up on that site their own particular neighborhood and church sales. That site has blown up in the last couple years. If you're in Minneapolis, I highly recommend it. If you're not in the Twin Cities area, take a peek on Facebook for neighborhood church rummage sales. That is a fantastic way to stay on top of this. The other thing that I do, and you may not want to do this, but I'm on TikTok. And I'm on TikTok. I created a profile there. I was debating whether to do TikTok shop and start focusing on that a little bit. I just don't have enough hours in the day. But one of my friends showed me a page that was run by someone called Minnie Sophie, and she posted about that amazing 90% off estate sale that I went to. So now I went on to TikTok, and just in the search engine, I will put in Minneapolis estate sales. You'd be surprised at the people you will find that profile things just in the same way that I do. So TikTok is another way that I am finding places to visit this summer. The third thing that I do, and you'll be able to do it next year, is that I just put all of this on my Google Calendar and I'll just look back. Where did I go last year? And what I do after the sales are over, I will write in the notes if it's good, or I'll put just the words good, or I'll put the word no in the title so that I'll edit it so that next year when I go looking through April, May, June, July, August, it's about a 6-month, 7th month thing here in Minnesota, I'll already have a base of sales that I'll want to go looking to see if they're running a sale again. So check your calendar from the year before. You can do that next year. Another thing that I do is I look on the church websites of large churches that are near me, and I will search for their bulletin. I'll search for their latest bulletin and see if they're advertising their upcoming sale. Like I shared, I love the little churches in the country, but I also love the big churches in the city. My most favorite is the Wayzata Community Church sale that I have been to for years and years. That one is coming up. You want to check that one out. That one is worth going to every single day, not just the last day. The Wayzata Community Church. So think about what churches are around you and what churches may be large enough. Some are small, but what may be large enough to host a rummage sale. And a lot of times when you're there, they will hand you a piece of paper and tell you, oh, come back again in the fall. We're doing another. Most churches only do them once a year, but in Minnesota, they're doing them not only in the spring months, but they're also collecting and doing them in the fall. Here's that blanket that I picked up. They had a nicer area in there. The way that they stage it, there was nicer clothing, and then around the perimeter was their jewelry and their nicer hard goods. This was the Christmas area. They truly did a fantastic job. So I want to give a shout out to them. I want to give a shout out to Melissa, who recognized me when we were standing in line. Hi, Melissa. It was so much fun to talk to you. So visit this church if you want to see how a good church rummage sale is run. I asked if I could talk to whoever runs it. I like to tell the people that I'm there and that I'm filming and that I'm going to be putting a video up. I think that I'm just trying to advertise for them and what I am doing. So I got to chat a really nice chat with the woman who's running the sale. Something I am concerned about that she brought up is it's hard. It's harder and harder to run these sales. The younger people aren't wanting to step up and do it. It's a ton of work. As you can imagine, you have to set up and then you have to clean up. And I shared with her that I like going on the last day. I like advertising the sales. I like taking the items that are not, that people have already picked through. There are people that need to shop this way. There are people that want to shop this way. I talked to her about resellers being here. And just there's a lot of people that want to know about these sales and want to shop this way. But the way that I do it is I go on the last day, I help them clean out, and then I want to give them a shout out and get all of you excited about also supporting these church sales so that they don't go away. That would be the worst thing that could happen, is that we wouldn't have these anymore. This summer and fall, I am really going to concentrate on loading up with inventory because I'm going to avoid going to the Goodwill and going to the Goodwill bins as much as I can. It just doesn't serve me anymore. It's not fun to go there anymore. The prices are crazy. If you are an eBay reseller, the price of shipping has gone through the roof. There's no time like now to find inventory that is inexpensive. Your buyer or you is spending so much money just to get the item to them. It's changed so much in the 9 years, going on 9 years that I've been doing this. It's important to be able to find low buy-in cost. Brian and I use this money for travel. We use this money for home improvement projects. It has been one of the most fun hobbies that I have ever had. But I'm now able to, because I shop this way, pass that along to the buyer, which right now it's really important in order to make sales that you're willing and able to give your items out at a price that everyone can afford. So I'll end here and I'll show you what I ended up picking up. And if you ever see me out and about, please say hello. You don't know how much that means to me. I still get a kick out of the fact that anyone is watching me. So please say hello if I see you out and about. Take a peek at what was left on the last day of this amazing church rummage sale, and I'll talk you through why I picked up what I did. Let's start with the jewelry first. On my last video, I had someone message me about there's no way you could put 50 items in a $5 bag and then everything was a dime. You can if it's jewelry, and you can if it's vintage linens or scarves. There's a lot of things that would add up to 50 items in a grocery bag. So this is the jewelry that I purchased. There was a lot of it left. And the most interesting piece is this one. And I haven't been able to take the time to research all of it, but this one alone was a wonderful pickup. I just will take the items and grab them and lot them up if they aren't individually more special. Love grabbing vintage linens. I will do the same. If they aren't special, I will put them in a group and sell them that way. A Lake Minnetonka older map. St. John's University is a private school in Minnesota, and this is gorgeous and done by, looks like a local artist. So I thought that was a cute pickup. And then I love the craft books, the vintage craft books I will grab. Christmas items. These, I picked up a dozen of these. I thought they were cute for a birthday party or Christmas themed tree. These looked beautiful. When I looked this one up, I grabbed it because it was Hallmark. It's part of a set. I think Mickey is kissing Minnie. So maybe if you had the set and Minnie was missing or Mickey was missing, this would be a good one to grab to replace something that may be broken. This vintage pool cue set, I'll do a little more research on this one, but that looked promising to me. I don't know anything about it, but I'll find out more. This is a Cynthia Rowley set. It looked like it may have had a picture with it. Grabbed these two, just they were so pretty. People like using them for all different things other than creamer and sugar, for makeup brushes, for paint brushes, watering small plants. So I thought that was very pretty. I will, with the way that I shop, because I pick up at such a low buy-in price, I pass that on to my buyer. So certainly if there's another one listed and I want to have mine gone first, I will just price it a few dollars lower than the lowest one. So this was darling. This is a Hallmark miniature nativity set. And this was a Disney Japan ornament. Haven't had time to research all of them, but when I flip things over, that's what I'm looking for. This interesting disc vintage belt. For inventory, I pretty much only filled one $5 bag, and then the other $5 bag ended up being, I'll sell these two, put these up for sale. I don't golf. And this is a Minnesota Twins cute hoodie that was made by, I think it was Columbia. This was a good quality piece, Columbia. So a little jacket for Minnesota Twins and a golf shirt. But this pile and more are in the laundry right now. Brian and I walk dogs, and I am living in yoga pants and shirts like this. So when I can get an entire bag of clothing for bumming around the house or working in the yard or walking dogs, look how many I got. So we filled one bag with clothing. Brian bought a pair of Crocs that I've already mailed off that were Vikings.
and a bag and a sweatshirt to his brother in Chicago. So we did a whole bag of clothing this run. This looked cute. Pop in a screenshot if that is indeed the brand. All it says is Mexico on the bottom, but I thought that was beautiful. These look really promising. This Peter Rabbit, I love selling satin edge vintage blankets, and this brand Quiltex is a good one to watch for. So there's two Peter Rabbit, Beatrix Potter blankets. And then the last thing, and I have sold this brand before, Nanette Lepore. I've sold several of these purses. So picked it up just because it looked like a fun summer tote in this color. So again, $10 at this church rummage sale. And these are the items that I brought home.